This is where the fun begins.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Welcome to the party, pal!
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I am your host for the evening. I am Diehard 3.75. Welcome to the 118 3.75 inch Toy Talk, where we talk all things action figures in the 118 3.75 inch scale. Broadcast to all over the world, live on YouTube. So how is everybody doing? Good to see the chat. It's going, it's moving. This is my favorite thing to do here on YouTube. I told you guys I really am enjoying doing these live streams more than doing the videos now. So thank you for everyone who has shown up. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, please consider subscribing. I do appreciate it. Let me turn on this light. I feel like I am a little bit in the dark there. All right. So let me take a look at the chat. Let me give some shout outs to people that are chatting. And if you don't want to chat, that's fine too. But the more the merrier. And then we will get on with the show here. Ian, Mudhorde Station, Mahana. Welcome, Ian. Shmebulok, Bjorn. Welcome, Bjorn. Hola, Toy Fanaticos. Jabalong, coming with the Spanish. Very impressive. Coming with the Spanish from Asia. Very nice. What's going on? Red Canada. How you doing? Good to see you out there. Good friend, Red Canada. I know he's been dropping in on the replay crew, so nice to have you here in the live stream. Yeah, hola. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Red Canada. Let's see. I'm sorry, I missed somebody. I forgot there was another show on tonight. Oh, you forgot about my show, though. It's okay. Bob, Battery Bob, how you doing out there? I tried to. I was in and out of both Wilhelm and Audi's show today. Your shows. Working on this live stream. I'll talk more about it in a second here. But yeah, I think I got everybody. Bob, Jeff, Red Canada, Ian, Bjorn. Okay, so thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. So let's see. Anybody working on anything? Not at the moment. I'm not at the moment. So last 2 weeks, I was been pretty busy. I did post a haul video, my February haul, pretty late in the month here, but I did post that. And if you stuck around to the end of the video, there's a good 15-20 seconds of some of the house projects I've been working on, or the house project I've been working on. So I wasn't able to do too many videos, and it's kind of more of the same. My schedule at work changed this last week, and it changed again for this week. And then hopefully next week we'll get back to normal. So I'm not sure how I'm going to squeeze in any videos, but we're going to try. We're going to figure something out. I have a long list of videos I want to do. We'll see if we can get them done. But if not, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. This live stream's still going to keep going as well. So you could always count on that, at least a good hour plus of some 118 action figure talk, news, ramblings. So one video last 2 weeks, please check it out. It's only like an 8 or 9 minute video. It's real quick. And the next 2 weeks I'm unsure, but keep an eye on the channel. I'm always worried when I do this. I know it sounds silly now, but I'm not sure how many episodes. This is season 2. I'm calling it season 2. But I'm always worried there's never going to be enough news to do a full show. And it was a little bit lighter this last 2 weeks. Excuse me. Um, but we always find things to talk about. So I did bring back the rumor mill segment. So hopefully you guys can stick around towards the end of the news video. I do want to spread some rumors all over the internet, spread them all out there. So hopefully you guys can stick around to watch that part. But we're going to go through the news like we usually do. Not a lot, but there is some good stuff. And then we're going to talk rumors at the end. So let me just switch over to the news right now. And what's up, Brian? How you doing, Audi? Good to see you out there. Nice. Doing some light experimenting. I bet you are. I bet you are. Ian's working on a Mando custom. Yeah, a lot of Eagle Force stuff, right? A lot of Eagle Force. Bjorn's working on a lot of Eagle Force. New bucks. I didn't have any Marauders. No, you didn't, but you're in my news. Don't worry. You're number 2 on my list here. This is number 1. So I did. There was something that I meant to talk about last week that we'll talk about today. But this is probably what I was most excited about. So I put this at the front of the news. It's news about news. A couple, what was it? I don't know, a week ago. Skeletron posted this kind of cryptic message on Instagram saying, "An army awaits you, Toy Atlanta, March 27, 28, 29, Duluth, Georgia. Armed to the teeth and forged in fires of warfare, a new army has amassed. Modern 4-inch collectors heed the call. The Red Shadows March on Toy Atlanta has begun." So apparently, they teased that they're going to be doing a new figure that's going to premiere at Toy Atlanta. And then I saw this actually today. They are going to reveal what this figure is tomorrow on the Full Force podcast. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern, so that's like 8 o'clock in the morning for me. I'll be at work, so I probably won't get to see this. I'll probably have to check Instagram to see what it is. I won't be able to watch this as it happens. But this is great news. Out of all the companies, all the Kickstarter companies that have popped up in the last 3 or 4 years, I have to say the Skeletron is probably the best one. And that's not a really fair statement because we still haven't got some things from some of the other groups. But from the ones that we have, Beasts of the Cyberzoic, some of the new O-ring stuff, of course, this Skeletron stuff, they have consistently put out great stuff. So I'm really curious to see what this is. You guys, if anybody here is going to Toylanta to this show, will have, it looks like, first crack at picking these up. But these guys are really good about putting overstock or unsold or giving the general public through the website their opportunity to get whatever their exclusives at these shows or these reveals are. So I'm sure I'll probably be able to get a chance to grab whatever this is. I'm almost sure I'm gonna like it because I like everything that these guys have done, and it's great. It's great news. Really excited about this. Like I said, I think this was probably I was most excited about this in the last 2 weeks, even though we did get some other things we're going to talk about. But exciting news. Let's see. I'm number 2. Don't know if that's something to be. Oh, I just put this one because I was most excited about it. Oh, I can't wait. That's awesome. It's modern 4-inch. Didn't know which scale it would be. Yeah, I was really happy with that too. Hopefully it isn't O-ring. I'm guessing from this, by saying modern 4-inch collectors, that it won't be O-ring, but you never know. You just never know. You just never know. Hopefully they will offer it on their website after the show. That's what I'm hoping too. And these guys have been pretty good about it. They did produce the head that goes with anything. That's true. That's a good point. I've told Bjorn that there isn't. I haven't seen a buck that Skeletron, that the head doesn't look good on. That's a great point, Ian. These guys do really good stuff. So exciting. Whatever it is that they reveal and they talk about, we will talk about on the next show because we'll know by then. Maybe we'll even have it. Some of us will have it or have pre-ordered it by then. I'm sure there'll be pics of it on Instagram, and someone on YouTube will be that first one to get a video out, and we will take a look. But really happy with everything I've gotten from Skeletron. I did do a video on the figures, but still waiting on the book, and that's the Skeletron, the actual Skeletron figure, and that will fulfill my my Kickstarter order with them. I haven't found a buck yet that the head doesn't look good on. Yeah. So yeah, is anybody here going to Toylanta? Is anybody in that area that they could stop in and grab a picture? And I'm sure someone will and post it. But we'll definitely find out tomorrow on the Full Force the podcast here. So tune in. All right, and this was the stuff I forgot last week. Bjorn had sent me pictures, I believe from ZoloCon, of the Chicken Fried Toys Dime Novel Legends upcoming figures. And I meant to talk about this last show when we were talking about ZoloCon, and I completely missed it. I don't know. I was looking through my pictures, and there they were, and somehow I forgot them. But I did want to talk about them today. A lot of this stuff we have seen in different places, but these are probably the best photos I've seen, and all of them together, and they seem to mostly be painted now, where we've seen them in different stages. So I wanted to talk a bit about these. 118 Archive is in Atlanta. He'll be in Toylanta. Okay. Yes, ZoloCon. Yeah. So Bjorn sent these pictures to me. And so we're going to take a quick look at them because we have seen in a couple of the other shows, this show, we did take a look at a couple of these Native American guys up here, but now we can kind of see all of them, and they all look to be fairly close to finish, except maybe this guy here who still has the sort of the unpainted head. And you can really see some of the reuse that they're using. It looks like they all sort of had the same shoes, but different colors. Several that the same pants, but again, different paint. Just a good variety here. We see what was this guy called? The werewolf? I already forgot what he was called. But some of the 2-packs here that are on pre-order. These Native American guys haven't gone up yet for pre-order, but I'm sure they will soon. I still think that these two guys in the middle here, man, they look good. They look really, really good. And you've got, such variation of them. You got the shirtless ones, vested one, fully clothed one, feathers in the hair. Just good stuff here. Really good stuff here. Still haven't heard when these are going to come up yet for pre-order, but I probably will grab 1 or 2 of them. The Native American bucks are going to be amazing when they finally get here. I think so too. Those look great. Thanks for sharing, Bjorn. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, Bjorn always sending me the links. I would definitely miss a lot of this stuff if you guys didn't let me know. Here's one of the 2-packs. The little alien guy. Looks like he comes with a little ray gun down here. Very cool. I'm having second thoughts about pre-ordering these 2-packs. I had originally passed on them because it's one thing I wanted the Native American guy, not the alien, and this one I wanted the wolf and not the guy. But I couldn't do it. But very interested in these figures. The gray face one may actually be painted that way, similar to how Depp appeared in that awful Lone Ranger film. That's true. Did not like that movie. The alien looks good in the classic gray. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he looks a lot better than I thought he would, or that I thought the other ones did. The more realistic looking color makes him creepier. I think not as cartoony, but I know the glow in the dark that has its there's advantages too. But these guys look really good. Um, Man, I want this creature. I really want the creature. And then we see another close up. I think this was close to the picture that they had cropped and shown us when they showed off some of the figures on Facebook. But I think like this hat here, this buffalo. I think it's like a auk or a buffalo. Is that what that'd be? Buffalo hat. And a vest here, and a spear. Some of this a shield. Some of this looks pretty new that I don't think we've seen before. But it looks good. It looks really good. These guys have, we're in March now, we're mid March, and I feel like the Diamond Novel Legends, they have been a little quiet. They have been a little bit quiet. And I think probably has to do with the Chinese New Year's that just happened. Because it did seem, I could tell from my pre-orders and like my haul, just a lot quieter in February because of Chinese New Year's, but maybe it's going to start ramping up again. They look like they're pretty far along with these natives, so maybe they're ready to pop the pre-order here soon. Yeah, fantastic details. The gray looks good. The gray looks awesome. Yeah, War Chief helmet. Yeah, could be, huh? But yeah, these look really good, and you've got your kind of, I don't know enough about like Native American culture. I'm guessing these could be different tribes, or they could all be warriors in the same group or not. Um, this one in sort of the more Western clothes. I'm not sure if I'm describing it, but this guy here with the headband looks like maybe he could be possibly working with, the how do you say that? How do you be politically correct? He could be working with the white man. I don't know how to say that, but you know what I mean. He could be a scout in the U.S. Army. I know they have that figure, the other scout that's actually in an army outfit. But you never know. Yeah, I don't know. Good variety here. Good looking figures. Thank you, Bjorn, for sending these to me. I'm probably going to try to grab one or two. I definitely like these two guys on this end, though, a little bit more. And these 2-packs look really good, too. But I can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can't have it all the time. With the summer conventions coming up, we'll probably be getting more reveals coming in. Yeah. They're definitely different tribes. Okay, you think so? Paleface is the word you're looking for. Yeah, that's a good one. You're right. That was what I was looking for. Yeah, he might be working with the pale faces. I don't know. But thank you, Bjorn, for sending these to me. We're going to keep an eye on them. They're kind of, Diamond Novel Legends is my favorite line or favorite group to report on. But they're small. We don't get a lot of stuff from them. A few figures a year. So when they come around, you got to grab them. And he does sell out, small batch, all the things, kind of what Eagle Force used to be, right? Kind of what Eagle Force used to be. But yeah, good stuff. Thank you, Bjorn. Okay, let's move on. So this was kind of fun. I think it was at Amazon Canada or someone. It might have been somewhere else. Leaked these images of the deluxe Baze Malbus in the Star Wars Vintage Collection. And then I think a day or two later, Mr. Stevie or the Hasbro Pulse, I think it was Mr. Stevie, confirmed, hey, this figure's coming out. Pre-orders are on Thursday, on Friday. So that was kind of fun. It did shake up the March Madness. If you guys are participating in the TVC, the SWTVC guys, March Madness, which I am. I have been voting. I know that Bob and Brian, the show, was it last week, I think, talked a lot about the March Madness. I know Starboy was there, and Utah Dawn, right? And Utah Dawn. That was a good one. I was actually painting. I told you guys this last time. I was painting while I was watching that, so I couldn't comment or anything. I had it playing in the background. But this kind of shook it up a bit. Very cool looking figure. I guess the question always is it deluxe? Do you guys feel that it's deluxe? Little light on accessories. Much needed figure though, and it looks really good. It's got soft goods. They've got the face printing technology. We've got the new hips. We've got the new ankles. A little light on accessories though. He's got the backpack, the blaster with the sort of chain, ammo chain, and a communicator. So a little light on stuff. But really good looking figure. One we've been wanting for a long time. Only about 10 years late. Only about 10 years late. But a good looking figure. One of them is definitely Apache. One looks Navajo. I've been voting too. You have. All right. Yeah. Vote now. Vote now. Yeah. Deluxe Bros. Marvelous Mike. How are you? Gotta charge you more. Yeah. That reminds me, I still need to pick up the Mandalorian Grogu Deluxe Pack. I just, Kaneda, I just got notification from Amazon. Mine's coming tomorrow. That Deluxe Mando. I only got one. And I said this when they came out. It's probably my last Mando. I can't keep buying Mando. They keep that it's deluxe. Marvelous Mike, it's deluxe. I think it's more to do with the limited reuse for the figure rather than being a real deluxe. Yeah, I've read that comment too. I've heard that, and I think that there's a lot of truth in that. Remember when Marvel Universe released Professor X with his flying floating chair? They didn't charge more. No, they didn't. I still need that figure. On the SDB TBC live stream, one of the Hasbro was in the comments. He seemed to say another figure would get announced before the end of the March Madness. Oh, cool. I did not know that. Nice, Tony. Same. Last Mando for me as well. Yeah, they've perfected it. I think they've perfected it at this point, and now they're just kind of like trying to get. Well, I guess there are some people out there that might not have one of the other versions, but maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, it's a good-looking figure. I watched Bosk Bounty talk about this figure, and he made a really good point. And then I started to see other people talk about it, but I hadn't thought about it myself at first. Was because they have trickled out these Rogue One figures. The other figures that go with him are woefully outdated. Not so much the Chirrut or even the Cassian that they've reissued, because they reissued that Cassian with the face print technology. But the Jyn Erso is so outdated now. It looks, they didn't have that face print technology. They didn't have the likeness of the skin tone very good in that figure. And obviously it doesn't have the right ankles and the right hips. So I'm not sure if that means they'll have to, they're going to either kick out that Jyn Erso again, put a new face on it, or if they're going to have to redo the Jyn Erso, or maybe they don't do any of it. People might say, I don't want any of those. Just give me Bodhi, give me the rest of the team. Let's wrap this up. But this figure does look good. Again, though, it's 2026 now, so this is a 2026 figure. Those other ones, that Jyn Erso, even the Cassian, even though they reissued it and it's got a better face on it, the articulation, though it's pretty good. It's not as nearly as good as what this is here. The first Mando, that was my last Mando. Michael Hefner, welcome. I know, huh? It's like a drug. It's like a drug. The whole crew needs updating. Yeah, I feel like it does. But this figure is pretty good. It went out for pre-order. I did pre-order it. I've heard this comment before, and I've always thought this. Doesn't this look like an old school vacuum? Like a vacuum thing? I wonder if, they made it. You remember all the practical effects that Lucasfilm used to have to do with the original movies? It's almost like that's where this came from. That's one of the things that made Rogue One so good, though. It looked like practical effects, and this looks like something that we have here in our world that they've spaced up and made into a laser pack. We need a Jedha Cassian. K2 SO holds up still. Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about him. You're right. We'll get the Jyn Erso for the 20th anniversary. We might. Yeah. So good looking figure. I did pre-order this guy. I think he was a Pulse exclusive. Um, Deluxe, I don't know. I don't know. But I did it. I bit the bullet. I ordered this guy, and he's gonna look good next to Chirrut. So very cool, very cool. Next piece of TVC news: the Walmart Collector Con. We got something at Vintage Collection this year. I know it seemed like they skipped us a couple years, wherever we were always getting stuff, and then it kind of stopped. But it looks like we're back, and we got a 2-pack here of Obi-Wan Kenobi from Utapau and the Airborne Clone Trooper, the 212th Battalion. I'm still waiting for Bodhi Rook. Yeah, he'd be a great base buck for customs. Droids, not Astromechs, Tuskens, Pikes, Jawas only for me. Yeah, I've got a lot of Astromechs probably at this point, don't you? Yeah, Tuskens. Yeah, they need to. Man, yeah, they need to. The Tusken that came with the Bantha, they need to card that one, because he's got the superior legs and everything. That would be a good one. Pikes, definitely. Jawas, finally, if they could give us an articulated Jawa, that would be nice. But yeah, this 2-pack went up. Walmart exclusive for now. Maybe it will end up somewhere else. Maybe it'll end up on clearance. I believe you probably could find. You might be able to find this one in the store as well as on their online. This is a 2-pack that I want. I want both figures. They gave us the card art, the box art. They look pretty good. They both look pretty good. We know that Clone is really good because it comes on the new buck. I remember they mentioned that really the only thing really new is the helmet, because they had the buck already. It is the best, Clone Trooper, Stormtrooper buck there is to date. There was a lot of complaints online about Kenobi's knee cut going into the boot on this one. I had not heard that. They should use the Kula as the basis for a new articulated Jawa. They could. That's a good point. And he's all articulated. He's little. Oh, you mean right there, huh? Yeah. So I passed on this one, guys. I did not pre-order this. I know there was some confusion about the price as well, and that turned some people off because I think they announced it at one price, and then on the actual day of, it was higher. I don't know if it was an error or, I don't know how that happened, but I did pass on this one. I really want both figures, and I think if they're individually carded, which I think they'll do, I probably will get them. And I just didn't want to spend the money right now. I just didn't want to pre-order it. I've been pre-ordering a lot of stuff, and I just thought, I think I can pass on this one, and maybe I can get it on clearance. Maybe they'll individually card them, in a little bit of time. Maybe I won't have to wait too long, and then I could just get, as many as I want. But I can army build, and it's always hard to army build when it's a 2-pack like this, and you could use this buck if you pop the head for other Jedis and things, but I don't know. I felt like I had to pass on this one. Did any of you guys pre-order this or pick this up? If it turns up on sale, I might buy it only for customs. Yeah. I don't much care for the Obi-Wan. Okay. Yeah, I passed on this one, and I usually don't, but I couldn't do it this time. I do like both figures. This is the one that comes with that hand. I know we've made fun of them before. They're finally giving you an extra hand now. This is the force push hand. But, it'll probably cost them a penny to make it. But yeah, I think the pack's $40 at least. I feel like you might have an opportunity to get this one on discount later. I feel like I will too. I ordered one for the Clone Trooper mostly. It's a gamble with these. Watch me find it on clearance in a few months. Yeah, kind of playing the long game on this one. I usually don't. I just bite the bullet. I get it, and I don't have to worry about it or get FOMO or anything later. But on this one, I passed. I do like the cards, though. I am a mint on card collector. I do like both of these cards. I do like this packaging too. We've gotten this a few times now. The Sabine Wren. Um, there was a couple. There's been several 2 packs like this, and I do like them. I do like this. They used to call it? This expression. That's what the Hasbro. I forgot what that guy's name used to call it. Expression. So yeah. All right, now we're going to talk about something that we don't talk about much on this channel. I have reviewed, I think, 1 or 2 items from this line before, but we don't talk a lot of dinosaurs on this channel. I like dinosaurs. I think the Hammond collection, which is what we're going to talk about here, the Jurassic Hammond collection stuff, is probably some of the best dinosaur stuff out there at the scale. Now, I know the Creative Beast Studios does stuff, but the price comparison to this stuff is way off. And I think the Hammond collection stuff is terrific. Articulation, sculpt, paint, what you get for the cost is great stuff. And I thought, you know what, let's talk about it today. Not a lot of news. Let's talk a little Hammond collection. I know some of you guys do buy some of this stuff mostly to use for customs and mounts and aliens, and you know, dinosaurs they're popping up everywhere. I just saw a GI Joe classified figure that comes with a raptor. I think it's like a cobra guy, and he's got dinosaurs in it. So dinosaurs are kind of all the rage right now, whether it's sci-fi or military or futuristic type stuff. So they announced this week a vehicle and I think 6 new dinosaurs, all in the Hammond collection. So we're going to take a quick kind of side route here and talk a little Hammond collection. The 2-pack was sold out by the time I went to get it. Really took that as a sign to pass on it and wait for a later release or discount. Okay, so it sold out. So it must have done well. It must have done well. Every time you say 2-pack, I hear Tupac's California Love. That's like the state national anthem. I'm really hoping the Creative Beast Woolly Rhino is a for. You know, I got the little one in, and it's so good. And I wish I would have bought the mother or the father, the big one. And I didn't. I passed on it, and it is so expensive now. It is so expensive. I'll probably never have it. You know, I'll never be able to get. I think it's over $200 now. But in the Kickstarter, the backer kit, it was way cheaper. And I had asked my son, you know, do you want it? Do you want it? He said no. And so I was like, okay, I'll get the calf. It's like double the price now, man. It's crazy. I don't think I can really afford. I did the Kickstarter. I've got the Sabretooth over here. So actually, the last post I did on Instagram, I posted on Instagram, was their stuff, Creative Beast Studio stuff. But they're so expensive, man. They're so expensive. I think the Hammond collection is very comparable, and it's good. It's a better price, easier to get, you know, more available. Rock Claw is the Joe name that comes with a raptor. Okay, Rock Claw. I haven't been into dinos since age 8. Yeah, I know. You know, I was never into dinosaurs until my son got into them. And next I knew, I had dinosaurs. I have hundreds of dinosaurs now all over the house. But as an adult collector, the only dinosaurs I would consider even buying are the Hammond collection stuff, because it is more of a collector line. There's no action features, you know, there's no noises, there's no push the button, the tongue comes out or the jaw closes like you get in their other line, which is more of like the kid line. Though anybody could play with anything, you could collect anything. But for me, if I get dinosaurs, I buy the Hammond collection stuff. I won't really buy the other stuff. The other stuff's good for vehicles though, and that kind of stuff, and human figures that they have at scale. But dinosaurs, to me, the better ones are the Hammond collection stuff. I just bought a lot of dinosaurs and they're all over my station colony. Yeah, the 2-pack sold out but came back in stock. That's when I got one. Okay, so they got me with the FOMO. It's currently in stock on Walmart. Oh, okay, so when Bob went, it sold out. and it was sold out for you too, and you went back, and then it was open, and now it's up. Okay, so it's up, I guess. Gotta head out. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks, Bjorn. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the Dime Novel Legend news. All right, so these are the 6 dinosaurs here. Beast of the Cenozoic woolly rhino. That's the future release I'm waiting on. Oh, okay. The woolly rhino. Yeah, have a good one. Yeah, have a good night, Bjorn. But yeah, these 3 here, or these 6 here. I thought this one was pretty cool because it's got the drool as an accessory. I'm not gonna say these names, but usually if they're in this pack, this size pack, I think they're 15 bucks. I think is the price, um, if I remember correctly. So one of these is less than or about the same price as a vintage collection figure. They are mostly all in 118 375-inch scale. This is the bigger box, so much bigger price point. Looks like it's got interchangeable hands and maybe something coming out of its mouth. This was the one I was mentioning. It has, like, you can see right back here, there's like a drool accessory. If you've seen the movie, this one, and he does drool. He salivates when he's about to eat someone. Extra set of hands. These are great. These are good little dinosaurs at a good price. Like I mentioned, their GI Joes are coming with dinosaurs now. There's all kinds of dinosaurs everywhere. It's a thing. The rhino's the closest I'm going to get to a Mudhorn figure. Oh, okay. Try to put it, maybe customize it a little bit, make it for your like your logo there for your Mando and Grogu. But yeah, these all look pretty good. I think this one's out of scale, and that's why it says screen scale here. So I think this one is actually out of scale, but it might work better than as a mount if you want to put a saddle on it or something. I'm sure a Boss Fight Studio saddle would fit on here if you clipped it and glued it down. This is really interesting though, because my son collected, or I was buying him all these dinosaurs. He has several Jeeps. This Jeep, it looks like the others, but looks like there's interchangeable parts. You could take the soft hood off or the soft cover off. This is, fit any of your modern Joes. Obviously the other Hammond Collection stuff. But this is a cool little Jeep if you're looking for a Jeep. This one, if you just wanted a Jeep to paint, you want to make this camouflage, make it black, olive green or something like that. Sure, it wouldn't be too hard. And again, all of this stuff is, I think, fairly reasonably priced. Tech 489, yo. Yo. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. We're talking a little Hammond Collection. We don't talk a lot of Hammond Collection here on the channel, but felt like we should this time. And the Jeep looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. Looks just like a Jeep. Looks just like a Jeep right out of the movie. Very, very cool. But I don't know. I've got a couple other Jeeps. Well, they're my son's. One has, they're different numbers, but it's basically the same Jeep in these colors. This one's a little different though. I don't think the ones I have the lights here, the floodlights. Definitely doesn't have the cover on the back here. But very cool. Not sure what the price on this will be. I got the Nedry with Jeep 2-pack. Okay, yeah. So they have done the Jeep several different times with different numbers, I think, and in different ways. That would have been a cool set. Yeah, the Nedry with the Jeep. Mattel usually does a good job in keeping. Yeah, that's what I think too. That's one of the things I really like about this line. For being a collector, more of a collector-oriented line with the articulation and the paint and the sculpt and everything, they do reasonably keep the price really good. That's why it's such a bummer that they decided, or we don't know yet, but they haven't announced that they're going to do a DC line, at this scale. Because that would have been really awesome. It's crazy, like the Hammond Collection, I don't own one figure. Yeah, I have a couple. They haven't done any humans lately. I haven't got too many humans in a while. I know a couple years ago, Red Canada, he got me on, and I got it for my son for Christmas. The Steven Spielberg, the exclusive. I believe was that Hammond Collection. I think that was Hammond Collection. It was definitely a Mattel, fit within this line. But he got the Steven Spielberg one. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. He liked it. Came with a little movie reel and stuff. But cool. All of this stuff, the Hammond Collection, it's kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't, and I see other people find it. I don't know what distribution's like, but usually this stuff too you can also find on Amazon. So cool little vehicle, um, nice Jeep, nice Jeep. You could use it for a lot of stuff. You can use it for a lot of stuff. All right, let's move on to our favorite 118 scale line that I don't think is actually 118. We got the Joy Toy SNK, the King of Fighters 98. Is it Orochi? Orochi team? So I've been all in on this line. I have all of the teams. Either I have them or I have them pre-ordered. And I also got the diorama. I think I'm out. I think I'm out on this line. I like these figures. I do. Um, but the scale's off. But man, they're fun figures. They are really fun. They look really good. They pose. They do everything. It's a scale thing for me, and I'm just getting too much stuff. So I think I am out of this line. So I did not pre-order this wave. I hope I don't regret that. Um, I still have one more team coming, and then I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Every time I see this line, I get angry. Man, I still need to get the Japan Team of 98 and the Dio for my game room. Yeah, scale is a bit off. Yeah, um, and it looks like it's still off. Um, but man, they're fun, man. They do everything. They do everything. It's weird because for me, I don't like large figures. That's why I collect the scale I collect. And these are like right at that medium where I could tell they're bigger, but I don't feel as clumsy with them, or they don't feel as doll like to me that 6 inch or bigger does. Um, so that's why I have like this. I don't want to say it's love hate, but it's like I love it, but I can't. I don't think I could keep doing it. Um, these guys, they come with instruments, a microphone. I had to read up and kind of figure out what these guys were, and it's a long story. It's a long story, but they are a band, and I guess they also fight. Uh, this is Chris. I guess this is Chris. Uh, and see, this is like the perfect picture. I feel like from the waist up, he's 118 scale, but the length of the legs and even the crotch, they throw the whole thing off. Like the waist and the legs are a different scale. Like they've attached two different scales, to the figure, or to make the figure. So it's like he almost feels right, but he's not. I think they're 115. Yeah, that's why I'll keep them separated from a 118 375 area. Yeah. So this guy seems to be the smallest of the line so far. He does come with this really cool microphone. Um, Couple of what is that? A blast effect or a kicking effect? Couple stands, couple flight stands. This is the little tag here that fits in the diorama set. Extra hands. I put this one here because he's actually 4 inches. So this guy is actually to scale, but the proportions though are off, because of the size of the legs, I think. But he's actually the smallest one, I think, of the line so far. He's actually 10.2. When I looked it up, it said 4 inches. So I'm thinking this guy's right about 4 inches. So if you were curious about these, you can order them individually, or order them as a team. This might be the one. Maybe this is the one you want to grab, to put in your 118, and he's still going to be a little different though. He's still going to be a little bit different, but he's actually 4 inches. Yeah, I noticed that on the other one when he's 118 upper body, then longer lower body. Yeah, that's what it felt like with almost all of them except the biggest guy, the big guy. This is a really cool shot. You could see how they're using the flight stand. One is to hold the effect, the other is to hold the figure. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't grab that many photos of these guys, but this guy looks really cool too. I like the design of like all of them, even though we had some strange hair with a couple of them, and even this guy with the bowl cut, who I wasn't even sure. I guess Chris could be a girl too, right? Yeah, it could be, but I assumed it was a guy, but maybe it's not. Outfit's a little hard to tell. I don't know. Someone could tell me. 10-4 is 4 inches, 100 millimeter, all the same. Yeah. These look well made, but kind of on the bigger, more cartoony thing. Yeah. But this guy looks cool. He looks cool. So does this guy. This guy's a bigger dude. More effects. Got the electric guitar. I can't really tell what. I think he's got like a bottle of water or something. I don't know what these effects are. Gloved hands. Got the stands. Only one flight stand. This guy, you could see, much bigger. He's about 5 inches. Yoshiro Nanakase, I think is how you say his name, Yoshiro. But you could see this guy is like kind of the rest, or in the other waves. He's about 5 inches. I like the design though. Proportions look a little bit better on him, but he's, again, he's a little bit too big. I love SNK. He's a guy. Oh, he is. Chris is a guy. I love SNK stuff, so I need all this. Maybe so often I'll mix in. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I want this line. I don't think I could do it anymore. I thought that was a good shot of him. Big uppercut there. And then we've got the girl here, Shermie, I think is her name, Shermie. And she's about 4.5 inches, it says. I thought Chris was a girl, but confirmed online. That's a guy. Okay. Yeah, because Chris is like one of those names like Taylor or Bobby, or Aaron. There's guys and girls with the same name. They spell it different, but yeah, this girl here again with the hair, she looks pretty cool. Comes with the keyboard I don't know, is that a keyboard guitar? I don't know what that is. Stand. I don't think I grabbed the picture. She does have a long ponytail, but again, she is about 4.5 inches, so little bit too big. Can't see much of her face there. It was weird when I was trying to find the photos, and obviously I did. They really didn't have an action pose for her like we just looked at with the other two. Her photos were her kind of just doing these kind of side kind of poses or playing the keyboard. They didn't have her kind of like flying in the air and kicking ass like the other two guys, throwing that giant uppercut. So I don't know if that's just part of her character in the story. To me, she's kind of the least exciting of these three. But a month ago, I probably would have ordered this line. I probably ordered this wave, but I think I'm out. Let's girl a Qatar. But yeah, I passed on this. Did anybody collecting this line? I mean, I don't know if I'll stop talking about him in the news, but I'm definitely not collecting it anymore. But that could always change, right? That could always change. But right now, I think I'm out. All right. So yeah, she's looking good. She's about 4.5 inches, and here's another shot of them shredding, just tearing it up. I'm guessing they sing they're like K-pop kind of a thing. I don't know. Seeing this in the arcade back in the days and seeing figures of them as God scale surreal. Definite pass for me. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too for me. But I have liked all the figures. It's just the scale. It's all about scale. Because that's what my channel is about. It's what I collect. You know, I don't branch out much. I don't branch out too often, unless it's a robot or a dinosaur or a creature, some monster. But I have enjoyed these figures. But I think uh, the cost and the scale, and really, I guess maybe the disappointment that they don't fit in with my other stuff is kind of what's, it's driven me to this point. I would have gotten the Fatal Fury Wave if the scale was right. Yeah, they were good. That was that the first one, the first wave? I can't remember. I don't really know any of their names. The last one wasn't it the Akari brothers, Akari warriors? They're good. They're just too big. They do. They're really well designed. They can do any pose. That's what I mean. It was such a weird thing because I'm like holding them and I'm like, I don't get the doll feeling that I get with the 6-inch stuff, but I also could tell that they were too big. Um, but cool stuff. Cool stuff. Just disappointed the line isn't, you know, doesn't fit in with the rest of my stuff. All right. Okay. So this next piece of news, I just kind of threw this in here last minute. Wanted to talk about it a little bit. I have seen this guy making the rounds on some of the larger channels, and this is Duarte Studios, the Shred Mobile. I'll say Shredder Mobile, but Shred Mobile. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Duarte Studios, I know that he's an independent toy maker. He does lots of things, accessories and so on, but mostly at the 112 6-inch scale. So it was pretty interesting to see that he's doing a vehicle. This is directly, to go with your Joy Toy turtles. And that's going to be the topic of the rumor mill, which we're almost there. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this vehicle because it looks awesome. Have you guys seen this or seen any of the videos? I know that Mad Hatter Reviews did a video on it. I think he has, if you go to his video of this, and I think he might have a code with Duarte, so you can get a little bit of a discount, I think. This is Duarte Studios. This is the website. Sorry, I don't have a link to it, but if you search Duarte Studios or you search him on Instagram in his main page, he will take you like a link tree and you can go to this website. He offers a lot of different things, mostly at the 6-inch scale, but he's branched out a little bit now, and he's doing this vehicle specifically to go with the Joy Toy turtles. If this is a picture here, you can see for scale. Apparently, you can buy it painted and unpainted. He does a really good paint job, though. I don't know if anyone could beat that. This drill bit does spin. You could see how you can have a bubble up here at the top. I don't think I grabbed. He has a great picture of Krang in the bubble at the top, or you can make it a hatch. All different parts opens up. A very, very nice piece. And independent toy maker. So you're helping out a local artist. Duarte Studios is amazing. I own their Street Fighter diorama, and they're all quality. Yeah, this guy's got a really good reputation in the community. I've heard Articulated Ninja, a lot of people talking about Duarte Studios before he ever did the Shredder Mobile. Very expensive though, but this is one guy, and he's doing these. I think to order, you can pre-order, I think until April 1st, and then he's cutting off the pre-orders and he's going to make them. But very expensive, very nice. This is a perfect centerpiece for your turtle collection. If you got the van or the turtle van, I actually got the van today. The van just showed up today. And Mad Hatter on his Instagram page does size comparisons with the van to this Shredder Mobile, and they're right about the same size. The scale's perfect. Just a great looking piece. I really want this. I just can't do it right now. Hopefully, well, April 1st is just around the corner, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get. I'm going to be able to get one of these. Um, just a little bit too much for me right now. That's really nice. I wonder though if Joy Toy might make this. Seems doable for them. Yeah, it's very possible, and that's going to be the topic of my rumor mill, Jeff. Um, but you can see here's the scale, 17 inches across. I didn't grab all of the pictures, but they are really, really nice. I definitely want this thing. I think you could put, there's a couple seats here, there's a couple seats in the front. I think it could hold probably like at least probably 4 to 6, maybe more figures, it looks like, if you have that one in that hatch on the top, and then 2 or 4 in here, maybe 5. I'd say 4 to 6 figures. I think I should say this though, it's expensive, but I do think this is worth it. I do think this is worth it. This is a small batch. You know, you're getting one of what, 50, 100. I don't know how many of these he could actually make. So I do think the price is worth it. I just don't have the funds for it right now. And I don't have a place to put something that big yet. But I do want this. I do think it's worth the price. I just can't do it myself. Rumor is Joy Toy is out of the TMZ game. License is done. I wonder if they're as well. I'm still continuing line. I heard they got cut. All right. Well, this is perfect segue. That's why I put it here. Let's go to the rumor mill. This is what I wanted to talk about tonight. If you guys don't know, this is a segment. I don't do this every show. In fact, this is only the second time I've done it, where I am going to feed the internet rumors. So the rumor mill is the process by which rumors and gossip are originated and circulated among a group of people. We are that group of people. I am going to spread the rumor, and you guys are hopefully will get it out there in the ether. We'll have everybody else talking about it too. But that's what this segment's called. It is on the TMNT Turtles from Joy Toy. And I want to talk a little bit about Mad Hatter earlier. I do like Mad Hatter. I do watch his channel. I am subscribed. He doesn't really collect anything I collect, though, except the Joy Toy Turtles. And but I enjoy his videos. He's funny. He does skits and stuff. He's funny. He seems like a nice guy. One of the things about him that's interesting to me, though, and why I'm going to talk about him, and then we're going to go into the Joy Toy Turtles rumor mill, is he has launched and had a successful Kickstarter. He is an independent toy maker as well with his Flipboard line. I've heard that there's a Wave 2 coming soon. So he's worked with Ramen Toys on his Kickstarter that did fund, and he's already got figures out to people. He knows people in the industry. So he is a credible source for rumors and information. He made a video 9 days ago. I clipped this morning that I watched, and he explains that he's heard from people in the industry, but he says, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It's a rumor, but I'm hearing things. He knows people that work at NECA. He knows people that work in the industry, artists, sculptors, all that kind of stuff, because he does figures. He actually has his own line. And he said in this video, which you can go watch on his channel, it's only 6 minutes, 7 minutes long there. He said that he's hearing that Mattel is pulling the farming out of the Turtles. So Playmates, Joy Toy, NECA, I think Mondo, they all have a line that they're doing for the Turtles, but Mattel, who is taking over the Turtle license, I think in 27, if I'm not, like next year, so 8-9 months from now, that they are putting the kibosh on anyone else doing Turtle stuff. So we are, in our rumor mill, we're going to pretend that that is gospel, that Hatter's word is gospel. Tell Hatter I was talking about him. I want the Hatter bump. If you know what the Hatter bump is, send the Hatter subscribers my way. But he mentioned he thinks it's over for everyone, and he knows people who know people. I believe him. He has no reason to lie. He does say it's a rumor. He's just putting it out there. But this is the video if you want to watch it. It's a good 7 minutes. He explains his reasoning. Everything he says sounds legit. So what if the line is over? What if the Joy Toy line is over? Is it done? And if it's done, what did we miss? And I thought, it's gonna hurt the line, and I did a when the tariff thing was going on. Remember, I did a coach speech. Lines start, lines end, lines come back. Some lines flounder, some lines never get off the ground. There's a life cycle to collecting, not just us as collectors, but lines in general. They start, they stop, they get canceled, whatever it is. The media that they're a part of doesn't do well, so they cancel the line. So I was thinking, what are the 3 characters that if Joy Toy has a time left to do, can they do them? If they can't, what a missed opportunity. So that's what I'm going to talk about here. Let me see. I'm sorry. That's really nice. The rumor is, I wonder. Super 7 just announced a new line. That's true. The O-ring. You're right. That would be too bad. Got burned by Playmates giving up the Master Lives, and Joy Toy was just getting going on these. Wonder if that will impact Super 7's O-ring line. So one figure that I really, really wanted from this line, maybe there's time, I don't know. I wanted the Rock Soldiers. I love to army build. I have a whole playlist. If you're new here, you might know. I have a whole playlist of army builds that I've done, or have, not all of them, but I've done a lot of videos with army building because I love to army build. I would have loved to army build the Rock Soldiers. This is General Trag and the Rock Soldiers. Most of my turtle knowledge comes from the cartoon. I've read the comic books. I'm actually reading The Last Ronin, and I pick up random turtle comics all the time. I just read Shredder #1 and the Battle World one, #1 for the Battle World, where the turtles are all fighting other versions of themselves and stuff. It's a good comic. But most of my knowledge comes from the cartoon, and I really want these Rock Soldiers. If Joy Toy has time, or if it's over, it's a heck of a loss. But I would have loved for them to have gotten to these Rock Soldiers so I could have army built these alien Rock Soldiers. Wonder if they impact Joy Toy Technodrome. Yeah. And see, that was when we were talking about the Duarte Studios Shredder Mobile, that was one of my big disappointments. If this is true, this rumor is true, because we just got the van. It had me thinking, now they're going to start doing vehicles, because there's a lot of vehicles that they could do. I mean, not a lot, but there's several vehicles that they could do in the Turtle universe. And this being the first one, it might be the last one. I'm pointing at the van over here like you can see it. But maybe this is the first and last of them. I was also hoping for Rock Soldiers. They could have done it like the Triceratons. That's exactly what I was thinking too. And use the same base body for Soldiers, Trang, and the Big Nose Guy. Yeah. So this is what I've loved about this line is they do the figures, the Joy Toy, but they give it that Joy Toy treatment, and they make it realistic, and they make it, modern articulation, modern, all the modern sensibilities. NECA has done these guys, of course, different scale, but the NECA line, these guys, you could see they really tried to copy the cartoon. So they're giving you cartoon versions of these. I don't want cartoon versions. I want what they did with the Triceratons, what they've done with all of this stuff. Make it realistic. I've always said I didn't want Bebop and Rocksteady on their Hawaiian vacation, or the turtles in their wrestling outfits. I don't want any of that stuff. I want realistic looking stuff. A 2-pack would have been cool, like what NECA did here, but realistic looking. And if they don't get to these guys, it's going to be a huge disappointment to me. I'll be, maybe there's still time. If the Mattel says no, but Mattel doesn't actually take over till 27. I guess there's still some time, but the line has really slowed down. Um, but hopefully they'll get to these guys. I love to army build. I'd love to army build another alien army force to battle my stormtroopers, to fight the Rebel Alliance. Um, huge miss here. And you said it, Tech. You said it. That's why I didn't read your comment. Usagi Yojimbo, man, what a miss if we don't get this figure. This figure would sell out. This is like the most adorable, cutest action figure that Joy Toy could make. A little bunny rabbit samurai. Who wouldn't want that? And there's a couple different versions they could do. If we don't get this figure before the line is done, or if the line is done and we're not going to get this figure, what a loss, man. What a huge loss. What a huge opportunity we had that we didn't get. Again, there's a couple different versions of him. There's this version sort of in the, I think this is a gi, or sort of his clothes like he has here. And then there's also the armored version. I would take either one. Either one. I just want this figure if we could have got him. I don't know if there's time. I don't know. I mean, this one, I think about it now. This should have been in one of the first waves, this guy. If you don't even know who the turtles are, if you see this guy, he's just such a great design. I mean, he's just so cool. He's so fun looking. That if we don't get this guy, man, what a huge miss for us, man. Either one would be great. Kimono, yeah. So either version, man, I was like, man, they should have done this figure already, man. They should have done this figure already. I bet just like the turtles, they would already be doing a second run of Usagi like they did with the 4 turtles, because they were so popular. This one, he's always been one of the more popular, characters in the whole lore. So huge miss. Here's the NECA version of the armored one. Just a cool looking design. Just, man, I wish we could get this figure, man. If we could just get this figure somehow. Joy Toy, if you could just squeeze one more figure out, let it be this one. Or, if not, then his standing default would be awesome. His standard default, yeah. If not, I would like to see the neutrinos. I've always kind of liked these guys. I don't want cartoon versions. I want the modern take on them. And I looked and I found in the IDW comic book, this is what I want. I don't want this. The style's there, the cool, but this is what I want. A more modern take. They're more like Blade Runner type, soldier mercenaries. I would love to get the neutrinos. Baxter Stockman was another one I thought for sure they released. Yeah, me too. I almost put him in here, and I was like, I'm only going to do 3. Neutrinos, I was about to say their Cadillac vehicle. Man, you're playing all my hits tonight. So that was the other thing was, I was thinking if they're doing vehicles now, we got the turtle van. This, for lack of a better word, the cloud car here, or the hoverboard, would have been the perfect vehicle to release with these guys. And again, in my mind, these guys can just be on your space station. If they're in scale, these will work with your Star Wars. These will work with your Hiya Joes, even probably, if they're done in this style. Not if they're looking like this, right? Not if they're looking like this. But a modern look, a modern take, that would work. And they could do a hoverboard. They could do the car. There's a lot there. And again, what a missed opportunity. If it's over, say it ain't so. But if it's over, what a huge miss, man. What a huge miss. The 1/18 scale is perfect for these vehicles. And, this to me, I don't know anything about manufacturing, but this looks like it'd be a very simple vehicle to make. A lot less complicated than the van, right? It's a convertible. I was about to say their Cadillac vehicle. I'm not much of TMT guy, but I would have loved these neutrinos. TMT definitely passed my time. Yeah. So huge miss. There's these are just three. Baxter Stockman was probably going to be number 4. In fact, he was in the 3 and I pulled him out. And there's more. There's more characters, but I think if it's true, which I believe it probably is. See, the one thing I'll say about that too, though, is the turtle stuff, kind of like the GI Joe Hiya stuff. It's not that easy to get here in the States, and maybe the Joy Toy one will kind of Mattel. Hopefully, maybe they'll just put the clamp down on the domestic American stuff. They don't want to compete at the local level. Because technically, I don't think the turtle stuff ever at Big Bad or Amazon. I don't think it was here in the States, at least. You had to go through LT Cave and Calcus and Cool Toys Club, and because this stuff was kind of embargoed in the States. The Mondo, the Playmates, the NECA was not. You could find the NECA stuff at Target or Walmart, and the Playmate stuff as well. The Playmate stuff actually in the toy aisle. The Mondo stuff, you have to pre-order directly from their site. But again, they're domestic, United States. Maybe the Joy Toy stuff will sneak in. I don't know. You cheated there. 3 more figures, but 2 of the 3 would be multiple characters, neutrinos and rock soldiers. Like did there, I would have taken any of them. But yeah, they were grouped. Because there's so much meat on the bones, man. There's so much there. The turtle history, the turtle lore is rich in characters. So there was more. I could have really dug into it more. But these were like because most of my knowledge comes from the cartoon and kind of what I remember from the cartoon. So this is where I went with it. But yeah, you're right. I did I did do that. I have been known to do that. But I go, oh, it's my show though. I get to make the rules and then break my own rules. Joy's Toys license was only for a small list of Asian countries, I believe. Yeah, so maybe maybe there's a glimmer of hope there. But see, this is what I don't want. I like that they came with hoverboards and there's other the little baby in there and the little creature. But I don't want that look. I want this. I want this look. With this vehicle and this hoverboard. I think that would have been very doable for someone like Joy Toy who does mechs and, doing turtle vans. They're doing much more complicated engineered vehicles where it looks like, this doesn't look like there's much to this convertible here. It was on Amazon for a short time, the first wave, but got taken off fast. Yep, check the Joy Toy team only for 10 Asian countries. Hasbro shouldn't mind someone else saying Wayne Team Joe's since they won't. I know. Makes no sense. Joy Toy seems pretty aggressive. Maybe if there's an opportunity down the road, they'll get another crack. Yeah, I hope so. If they do, or if it's not over, these are the figures that I'd like to see next. Or if we can just get one of these, just the neutrinos, just Usagi, just the rock guys, the rock soldiers, I would love that. But we'll see. We'll be talking about this. We'll know soon. I'm sure it's going to get announced because how long things take to make. If Joy Toy has anything left, I bet, they probably have to get it out here pretty soon. Or it has to be in production, enough they could get it out this year. There's still, 8 months left, 9 months left of the year. So let's have hope that, we'll get something more out of this. The last pre-order was just the Bebop and Rocksteady, right? The Power Suit robot versions, which I saw Awesome Action Toys. Shout out to Awesome Action Toys. I saw his haul today. He had them. So he has already picked those up in China. Um, so he'll probably do a review soon. Any idea what the new Skeletron figure? I have no idea. I have no idea, Michael. Um, I actually started the news with that, the announcement of that Skeletron figure, because I'm probably most excited about that. But that, guys, that was all the news I had. That's the rumor mill. Feel free to spread that rumor all over the internet. All right, guys. So that was all I had today. I know I left a couple things out. I was going to mention, I know we're not big O-Ring fans here, but I did know Super 7 dropped the Cobra Commander, like the comic pack with the O-Ring Cobra Commander in there. I pulled that out. Um, there was a couple other things I was going to talk about on a different list, and I left them out. I can't think of what it was now. Adam Ostenkart has 5 of everything. Yes, he does. Haya with the 2+ years of pre-order Spirit might finally... Yeah, I got notification Spirit shipped. Can't believe that. I know, finally. And it looked good. The face, I don't know if but the face looked really good. They always have a little bit of trouble with those portraits. It looked really good. But at 2 years, 2 years pre-order. Yeah, he's in hand in China. Yeah, I saw that on the 118 hub. Someone had him on there. But yeah, guys, that was what I had. Is there anything you guys want to talk about that I left out? I could pull it up here. We could talk about, or if you want to talk about any of the other things. I have no idea. Does anybody else have a clue of what the Skeletron announcement could be tomorrow? It's definitely an army builder, so I'm happy about that. I'm guessing it's something we've not seen at all before. So the Zolocon exclusive, the Yeti, I'm guessing it's not going to be the modern Yeti. It could be, though. I have no idea. Maybe it is the modern Yeti, because they had mentioned on What's on a Joe's Mind that that was something they were considering, was doing a modern 4-inch Yeti and a modern it'd have to be modern 6-inch Yeti. But I have no idea. But I'll be keeping an eye out. Hopefully, I might be able to play the audio while I'm at work. I won't be able to watch. I won't be able to watch the Kraken. The Kraken, what's the Kraken? The BBTS Eagle Force processed and made a dent in my wallet. Not sure if I'm keeping all of them. Yeah, same here. I saw Bob was going to talk about that in at Audi's show, I think today. So I'm curious to see what he says. And I know Bjorn's been playing with them. I think Bjorn has already had to leave the chat, but I know he's been experimenting with some customs. I got hit, man. I got hit, and I went ahead and because they didn't all come in at once. Like half of them came in, and so I pulled that pile of loot. And then maybe like 4 days later, the other half of them came in, and that is still sitting in my pile of loot. And I'm probably going to wait a few months to pull that one, just because of the cost. Kraken is old school Action Force figure. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. Let me look. Oh, the lizard guy. The lizard guy. Yeah. Is that what that is? Yeah, that's a cool looking one. Anyone here not into Eagle Force? If you haven't tried them, right is the time to jump. Right now is the time to jump in. Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, Eagle Force episode on. Oh, be next week. Okay, it's on next week. He belonged to the Red Shadows. Yeah, that looks like a good one. Yeah, good alien. Okay, well, I'm tuning into that one. I tune into all of them, but that sounds like a good one. Love the Eagle Force stuff, but yeah, they hit my wallet. And I mentioned to Bjorn too, I finally got notification from Big Bad. All of my Boss Fight Studio stuff came in as well. It hasn't hit my pile of loot yet, but they told me, they're gonna charge me any day now. So that when it rains, it pours, and not the best time for me. I have to admit, not the best time for me. If you saw my last haul video, I have been renovating my son's room. And of course, it went way over budget. There was, if you're in construction, you know what unforeseen conditions is. And there were some unforeseen conditions that ended up costing a lot. So I had to do it. So not the best time for me, but I'm still happy that the Eagle Force stuff is finally here because it's really, besides the downtown Brown last year, I really didn't. There was no Eagle Force really last year. Hit my walls an understatement. I know. I know. I'm embarrassed. I can't even tell you guys. That's why when I pulled the pile of loot, they hit you with the tax when you do the pile of loot. It's $4 for shipping, but then they throw in the tax. Expensive, man. Very expensive. Get ready for the devil bargain. I know. And that stuff, I need that stuff. I really need the devil bargain stuff. So I'll have to, I'll have to figure it out somehow. I did actually sell a few things today. I did. I went down to the store, local store, and I almost made like $40. I just grabbed some old um, Power of the Force, Attack of the Clones type stuff. 5 POA type stuff that I've had forever. Went down and sold it. It wasn't that much. I was surprised they actually gave me that much. But I was like, man, I got too much stuff. I got to get rid of this older stuff that I don't like anymore. I'm not going to open. I may have to cancel. Yeah, my wallet is so light, a gentle breeze would blow it away. I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. Yeah, it's like all the things that could happen, and I knew it was going to happen that way. I mean, I didn't know that the room was going to end up having those issues, but I did know that the Big Bad Toy Store stuff, I knew it was going to happen that way. I mean, I've been waiting for the Boss Fight Studio stuff for like 2 years, and then it happens to show up the same week as the Eagle Force stuff that I've also been waiting like over a year for. Oh man, I mean, just perfect storm, man. Perfect storm. So it's really knocked me out. And it was one of the reasons like my February haul was what it was because I just couldn't buy anything. I was like, I can't. I have all these pre-orders out and they are starting to come in. Like I said, I got the van today. I got the Roadkill Rodney. They came together. So, but it's looking like another really light haul. Because it's all in Big Bad. It's all in my pile of loot that's coming. Eagle Force is the likeliest to sell out fast, at least it has in the past. So if doing wallet triage, better to grab Eagle Force stuff while you can. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. Um, yeah, and I think I got every one that I've wanted now because I had missed out on a few. I guess the only one, that I didn't get that I still want is the guy with the afro. The black guy with the afro. I never got that one. I wish I would have. And I don't think he came up this time with these reissues and rewaves and stuff. That's probably the only one that I still want that I don't have now. Leon, yeah, Leon. I want Leon. Yeah, that's a cool looking figure. But definitely want that one. Oh, you got that one, Tech? Yeah, that one does look good. I don't know how I slept on that one. I don't know how I missed him. Um, Sometimes I get when there's too many figures, I get, well, I want to army build this and I want this and then I look and I miss one or two and I go, well, because I want so many of these ones, I have to cut one out here or there. And I think this time I think I got one of every one, at least like one fit of every one. I think there was one though I didn't get. I don't think I actually got the Eagle Force, the main guy, the main leader, the good guy. And I didn't get any of the gold figures. I was never into the gold figures, but I did get the gold cowboy from Chicken Fried Toys. So Leon Kelly's one bad mother. Yeah. I have simple wants. Some more Mandalorians will do. Yeah. I know the movie, the movies, the Mando and Grogu, we're not that far away from it. I'm sure there's some things that we haven't seen yet. hopefully, figure wise. Oh, that was the other thing. Amazon messaged me. Oh, and I mentioned this earlier. The deluxe Mando and I think like one of the Inquisitors are supposed to be coming tomorrow. Eagle Force is a challenge for wallets. It's a feast or famine with the waves, and when they drop a lot at once. Yeah, yeah, they did. They definitely. They must have. I was telling Bjorn. They must have been in the same shipment as. Probably from the same factory as the boss fight stuff. I want Rook cast from the new Mall show. Yeah, and I didn't Black Series got her. I think. See that's one of the good things about the Eagle or not the Eagle Force, the Skeletron. And I actually wish that the Hasbro would do this with the Star Wars is just do the same figures. You know, there's the Black Series get this and we get that. And I could see that with the vehicles and with maybe with the creatures. But I don't know why figure for figure we can't just get the same ones. I would think they would actually save money, right? But I don't know. But why not just, do what Skeletron does? All the figures they do them in both scales. And they even do it in an O-ring. Um, I don't know why more companies don't do that. And I don't know I know they always say, well, different groups collect different lines, but I don't know with Star Wars that much. I don't know. I think Star Wars fans are Star Wars fans and they want cool figures and they'll buy the cool figure, whether it's, you know, whoever, whatever it is. The 11th brother. Yeah, that's him. I'm betting Mando and Grogu will be too kid friendly and cutesy, so I'm not that excited about it. It does look that way, doesn't it? It does look that way a bit from the trailer and the Super Bowl commercial, which I thought was fine, but it does look a little cutesy. It's weird because I hear like older folks when they saw Return of the Jedi, that's how a lot of people felt about the Ewoks, about Endor. But I was a little kid, so I thought it was great. But I can see now, looking back, how other people would think that, especially if you were, 15 or 20 at the time of Return of the Jedi. I was 6, I was 8, or whatever it was. I don't know if those movies, they're so good. There's this perfect blend of adult story, entertainment, action with the kid-friendly alien, cool, fun, cutesy stuff. I don't know. It's a fine line, from Amazon. Yeah, from Amazon. That's where I'm getting my 11th brother too. I was lucky he recently acquired Coyote from the Eagle Force. He has the actor Chad Boseman's Black Panther portrait. Oh, okay. Cool. Not due from our Amazon till after Star Wars Day. Okay. I don't buy Black Series. No, I don't either. That's a good pickup. That Coyote is a rare one. Oh, is it? Cool. Yeah. It's always good. Yeah, there was a guy, I haven't watched the video yet, but he was, and I don't know who he was, but he was saying something like, curate your collection. Don't collect, curate. So, having rare figures here and there. I never think about the money part, like, but I guess that is something eventually I'll have to, deal with. What's actually worth something and what's not. I don't pay any attention to other skills. To me, that's an exercise in frustration. There's more than enough to keep me interested at 118, so I just stay in my lane. Yeah. 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 It's just, I think it's just especially Star Wars is a lot of times they just announce them all together. So if you're watching those shows, we're going to do Black Series now, then we're going to do Vintage Collection, and hang on, we're going to do one more, Vintage Collection before we go, and you end up seeing the other people's stuff. It's like watching other people open their gifts, and you're like, man, I wish I got that. But yeah, no, I don't either. I don't collect those other scales. I don't have room. I don't have room for other scales. Not in my heart and not in my collection. All right, guys. Well, let's say we've talked a good hour and a half now. I think I'm going to take off. Got to work early tomorrow. My schedule's this week is all different again. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing this week. Hopefully I can do a video. I have had this vehicle video for like a month. I feel like a month. It might actually be a month. But I have been meaning to do. It's just been sitting here. I've been wanting to show you guys. I just haven't had the time, man. I just have not had the time. You can curate based on anything. Curate the figures that give you the most joy. I'm at that point, running out of room. So thinking to prune figures that I have less emotion or interest for. Yeah, I've definitely been doing that with my mint on card stuff. And I told you guys, I've been all of my Boss Fight Studio stuff. I've been throwing away all the bubbles and just bagging and keeping the figures in bags and keeping the card back. And I did that with my Eagle Force stuff too. But now the Eagle Force stuff's coming in those boxes, and I really like those boxes, and they're a lot easier to stack, store. Definitely doing that same thing. Thanks for the fun stream. Thanks. Great show. Thank you. Yeah, good night. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Can't do the show without you. So thank you so much. If you ever want to talk, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can leave a message in a comment in this video, and I will get back to it. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. I do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are growing the channel, we're growing the community, and we do that together as a team. So thank you guys for coming out. Have a good night, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully I'll have a video out here soon, though. I'm thinking Tuesday evening. It's lighter now. It's lighter now, so I have more time when I get off work. I still have like an hour or two where I can still film with good light. That helps a lot. All right, guys, so have a good night. I will see you in 2 weeks. But again, feel free to message me if you ever want to chat or anything, all right? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.